he's got this tweet up. Senate Republicans are livid with Trump. Just now, Senator Rick Wicker remained stoned-faced for about 20 seconds as he walked into lunch, and we asked him for his reaction. Senator Murkowski is crying. She's melting down. She's melting down.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. So what we are seeing right now for the past couple of months is President Trump living up to his promise to get rid of these RINOs, because over the past couple of days, we have seen the defeat of Thomas Massie. We have seen the defeat of Bill Cassidy, the senator who voted to impeach President Trump in 2021. And we have also seen John Cornyn being sidelined as well. And what this is causing RINOs in the House and in the Senate to completely panic. And that is exactly what I'm going to show you right now, because we have even Rand Paul running away on camera and a lot more that we're going to cover throughout this video. But let's start by taking a look at this video of Senator John Thune, the majority leader of the Republicans in the Senate, in total disappointment after President Trump announced to endorse Ken Paxton over John Cornyn that John Thune wanted. Play clip.
Given that you've spent months trying to persuade the president to endorse John Cornyn in the Texas primary, and given that the NRSC has invested heavily to help Cornyn win that primary, how personally disappointed or frustrated are you with the president's decision to endorse Ken Paxton today?
Well, I think you all know my position on this issue. I've made it very clear for months now. And Senator Cornyn is a principled conservative. He is a very effective senator for the state of Texas, but none of us control what the president does. He made his decision about that.
That is Senator John Thune, the leader of the Republicans in the Senate, in this appointment because President Trump refused to endorse Senator John Cornyn that Senator John Thune wanted. And we know that a few months ago, Senator John Thune, he ran to President Trump and begged for the endorsement for Senator John Cornyn. But the president refused because Senator John Cornyn is a RINO. And the reason why the president refused is simple, is because Senator John Thune hasn't done anything to help the president and his agenda, because the president has been signing executive orders every single day and none of them has become law. And the president gave John Thune one simple task: to pass the Save America Act. And the question is, where is the Save America Act? And here we have President Trump. He was asked about endorsing Senator John Cornyn and if he had spoken to Senator John Thune, and the president said he doesn't care. He doesn't care what they think because he's all about winning and providing for the American people. Play clip.
Did you talk to Senate leadership on the Republican side about endorsing against an incumbent?
I did. They'll be all right with it. They want to win. I know how to win.
Are you worried about voting?
Some of them don't know how to win. I know how to win. I think I've proven that, haven't I?
That was President Trump making it crystal clear that he only cares about one thing, and that is to win, and win for the American people. And the only way you do that is by passing legislations. And you cannot do that with a whole bunch of RINOs and a whole bunch of Democrats that's trying to stop you from doing exactly what you want to do. And here I have this video of Mark Meadows, I believe it was the chief of staff for President Trump doing Trump 1.0, making it crystal clear that the president is all about producing for the American people. Play clip.
For weeks, the American people have asked for, and the Senate has largely ignored, the drumbeat to pass the Save America Act. President Trump is right in saying that nothing should be signed into law until we have voter ID. And yet, RINOs and Democrats think that President Trump won't veto legislation to make sure that we get voter ID passed. My message to them is simple. You've underestimated President Trump before, and you don't understand how important election integrity is to this president and our nation. It's time for the Senate to stop making excuses and pass voter ID.
That was Mark Meadows, the former chief of staff for President Trump doing Trump 1.0, making it crystal clear that the president is not to be messed around with, especially when it comes to producing results for the American people. And he's making it super clear to those RINOs in the Senate that's holding up the president's agenda. And what we're seeing are RINOs in full retreat, because here I have this video to show you of Rand Paul. He was at an event and he was asked about Thomas Massie losing his election, and this was his response. Play clip.
Senator, just quickly, do you have any reaction to Massie's loss? No?
That was Senator Rand Paul in full retreat, running from the camera because Thomas Massie lost his election last night. He was primaried, and Rand Paul knows that he's next, which is why he's running from the camera. And Rand Paul is not the only one, because here we have Lauren Boebert, who proceeded to campaign with Thomas Massie as a betrayal to the president, and right now she's in full retreat as well.
Just living his best life. But President Trump could end up being upset. And, I'll have to take that. He was upset with me over the Epstein files. Right. I was one of the 4 Republicans who signed my name to that. And, there were some consequences legislatively that followed, but I'm still working to deliver for my people.
That was Lauren Boebert recognizing that her time may be next. And the reason why she's in this position is because she went ahead and campaigned with Thomas Massie, even though the President Trump, was against Thomas Massie. And here in this clip, she's trying to make it seem like the president is upset at her because of the Epstein files, because she was one of the Republicans who helped to push the Epstein files through the House. But that is not the reason why the president is upset. He's simply upset because Lauren Boebert went out there and campaigned with Thomas Massie. And here I have this video to show you of President Trump. He was asked about supporting someone to oppose Lauren Boebert, and this was his response. Play clip.
About replacing Lauren Boebert after she...
If somebody comes along, I'd look. It's a little late in the race, but if somebody comes along, I'd look.
That was President Trump recognizing that it may be late, but he's open to supporting someone if they should come forward to oppose Lauren Boebert. And here I have this clip to show you of President Trump, because at this point, no RINO is safe at this point. None of them. And here we have President Trump calling out a reporter because her husband is a representative in the House. His name is Brian Fitzpatrick. And the president is saying, hey, you need to get your husband in line or else he will be primaried as well. Play clip.
Prime Minister Netanyahu.
When her husband votes against me all the time, can you imagine? I don't know what's with him. You better ask him what's with him. Her husband, she's married to a certain congressman. He votes against, he likes voting against Trump. You know what happens with that? It doesn't work out well. I don't know why he does. But.
Mr. President, are you going to want?
Next thing that I want to talk about is the narrative that CNN is trying to push, because what they're trying to do, they're essentially trying to paint Thomas Massie as a martyr and trying to make the claim that President Trump only went after Thomas Massie because he helped to push the Epstein files through the House, which is completely false, because there are hundreds of congressmen and women that voted to release the Epstein files, and the president isn't going after them. But I want you to listen to this argument, and then we're going to talk about it. And Scott Jennings had a brilliant response to all of this. Play clip.
So, Massie is another casualty of the retribution tour. But I think people need to understand that the reason why Donald Trump went after him was because he was not subservient to him on the Epstein files. And that is a problem, because America will remember who protected predators.
Can we just do a little bit of fact checking on the Epstein issue? Did every member of the House Republican Conference, except for one, vote to release the Epstein files, yes or no?
Because there was a discharge petition where they had to.
The answer is yes. Did Donald Trump sign it into law, yes or no?
Because he knew that he was going to lose the discharge petition.
So just for the
be
record,
honest about that,
the Republicans voted to release it. Donald Trump signed
because
it.
Because there was a discharge petition.
That was a guest on CNN trying to paint the narrative, trying to make it seem like the only reason the president went after Thomas Massie was because he was a part of those 6 Republicans that actually forced that discharge petition to release the Epstein files. And Scott Jennings had to essentially debunk that narrative, because the reason why the president went after Thomas Massie is because Thomas Massie, on every occasion, he's voting against the party. He's voting against Republicans. He's voting against the agenda of the president. And here we have Scott Jennings making that very same point. Play clip.
You raised a good question about the people who voted for Trump. As a voter in this district, let me stand up for my people. These people voted for Donald Trump. They also voted for Massie on the expectation that he would help Donald Trump enact his agenda. He stopped doing that, and it's pretty simple. They decided to get a congressman who will help him enact that agenda. It's easy to overanalyze this. The bottom line is they love Trump. They love his agenda. Tax cuts, border security, you name it. Massie got off that team.
I tend to agree with Scott Jennings here, because a lot of politicians, when they're running for office, what they do, they run to the president, they beg for an endorsement, they beg for his support. And the people that vote Republican, they're oftentimes voting for President Trump and his agenda. So if President Trump endorses someone, people are expecting that these individuals would go into office and help the president and his agenda. And that brings us to the end of this video. I appreciate you guys watching all the way to the end. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Also, please consider liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one.